Well, hello. I am your host, Cindy Rowe of the Kindness Advantage, where in 10 minutes or less, I will give you ways to implement kindness into your business, organization, and your life. Today, my topic is how to be a kind boss. There was a recent study done that said 93% of employees are more likely to stay with a kind employer. And after we have just experienced a unusual past couple of years, not only in our world, but in our corporate life, in our work life. And I believe that there's a nice switch where we went from the great resignation to now the great retention. And I believe that kindness could be that strategy that actually keeps your employees. And of course, that little research that came out kind of proves that. So, how do you become a kind boss without being seen as soft? Which I think a lot of people um, have that concern. They don't want to be seen as soft or weak. They want to seem firm and somebody that has stature and, get over it, right? Get over your ego. Uh, I think more and more we need to see our top leaders, our bosses as humans. And the one way we can do that is by being kind and by treating our employees like the humans that they are. So I have a few tips for you. I will get right to it. Number one, show appreciation through incentives or rewards. Um, I had a boss who I think I've shared this before, but she loved Disney. And she would have the Disney characters, the little plastic figurines, and occasionally would just distribute those on our desk, whether she saw us do something nice or she was proud of us. It was her way to recognize that our work was appreciated. And she actually had it a step further where she encouraged us to give them to other people. So the goal was never to have a collection of these figurines on your desk. The goal was to find, once you received one, find somebody else that you can give that and pay it forward. And that's always stuck with me. That it's been, what a great way to silently recognize people for doing their great work. The other thing is recognizing the hard work. And I think one way we can do this is publicly, whether that is at a team meeting or in an email blast. And that could just be through, with the employees. It doesn't have to be out to your entire email list for your customer base, but it could be. Or those social media posts. And the one thing that I think of here is when I see some local real estate agency, they will recognize their top producers. And I just think this is a great way to incentivize them to continue pushing forward. And then also letting the other ones know that even though they might have missed the mark, that they can get there too. So that's just another way to show, uh, recognizing your hard work, and that means you would be a kind leader. One I think that might be a little bit more challenging for some leaders is to show empathy during difficult situations and taking the time to actually listen to your employees. 9 times out of 10, when there is an altercation, it has nothing to do with you personally. It has something to do with whatever they're dealing with that they're bringing to work. And whether they missed a deadline or maybe they snapped at another employee, you pull them off to the side and find the root cause of the situation and truly listen to what they're saying. And I think this is where sometimes being that boss, the leader, the top dog, you kind of get that macho-ness, and it's a little bit hard to show that empathy. The other thing that I came up with was to allow feedback and be open to the ideas of your team members and employees. You know, I worked in all different levels of an organization, and I had a boss that when I was a teenager, I worked as a grocery cashier. I rocked that job, by the way. But I, we, they always were just coming to us and saying, what is it that you're hearing from the customers? And they understood that the front line usually knew some of the answers to the questions that the management team was looking for. But this company was very, very good at asking us little guys on the totem pole, even a teenager in high school, asking, how they can make improvements. What are the customers asking for? Are they asking for certain products? Are they asking for certain ways to do things? And so, giving your employees the opportunity to provide feedback and give your ideas. The other thing is to allow a space to give their opinion. And this might be really tough for some leaders out there. I understand this. But if you can do that, they feel validated, they feel connected, and that's what you want in your employees. And when you listen to their opinions, it's very important to not get defensive. So try that, right? My last tip on how to be a kind boss is probably the easiest, and that is get involved in their day-to-day activities at work. This could just mean showing up in the lunchroom. This could mean inviting them for a coffee, or we talk about the open door policy, but maybe extend that to having a coffee hour with your employees where you just talk about life, has nothing to do with their business or their job or the goals or the strategies, but simply just to get to know them in a personal way. And this honestly will go a really long way. So, those are my tips on how you can be a kind boss today. I encourage you to try one of those and let me know. Are there others that you would add to this list? I'm always curious on what you think. So, thank you so much for listening, and I'll leave you with this. Together, we can create waves of change through kindness. Thank you. Have a great day.